I'd like to share a thought with you today in the midst of this COVID crisis, the economic crisis, and how we interact with those in our own personal stresses that we have above and beyond these issues and interacting with those issues. I want to share a couple illustrations that may give us a certain perspective. The first is a scientific one. The moon is 400 times smaller than the sun, but it's also 400 times closer to us than the sun. And that's why the moon can eclipse the sun. Even though it's 400 times smaller than the sun, it can eclipse it from our perspective and block out the view of the sun. Another illustration is a father and a son were walking down the road, and a large plane was flying high up in the air, and the father asked his boy, "How big is that plane?" And the son looked up and put it between his fingers and said, "Dad, that's a very small plane." And the father worked at the airport and was able to take his boy out and take him to the tarmac and stand beside and underneath an identical type of plane. And he said, "Son, how big is this plane?" And the son said, "Dad, it's huge. It's unbelievably large." "So what's the difference, son?" "Well, I guess, Dad, that the jet up in the sky was far away from me, but here, when it's really close, it's huge." And what's the concept? What's the perspective here? How big your God is to you depends upon how close you are to him. And in the midst of all these crises that we're facing, these sort of moon-sized crises, we need to draw closer to God. We need to seek his face. We need to get into his word, memorize it, meditate on it, pray it through, and allow God to become bigger than whatever issues we're facing. I want to talk to you further on this, and I will in another segment. Have a good day.